And we are live here on Enlighten Up Media. Welcome, 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 all our friends. And we have the lovely Christine Nowinski here with us and Shannon, two great co hosts. And we're going to have a galactic um, tapping into the ethers, bringing forth any kind of answers that you have. And I'm going to let Christine tell you all about her since she's going to do a
Yes,
better job than me. Welcome to our show, Christine.
of course. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. So my name is Christine Nowinski. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I'm an ET contactee. I've been contacted at least, I remember being contacted since 2014. And I've also just recently started channeling aliens. I'm the founder of Coming Out Cosmic. So some of you guys might know me on Instagram or TikTok. I started Coming Out Cosmic, which simply means I started telling people about my alien experiences, started coming out about it in the hopes of helping other people to come out about their experiences as well, because it's not easy to be the public crazy one. So in a nutshell, that's who I am and what I do, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys.
Yay. Thank you. We're excited. I realize that we haven't had as many contactees on. Like we have a bunch of really cool, such a huge variety of really cool guests join us. But I watch your a lot of your posts on Instagram,
Oh,
and they're interesting and fascinating, and you're very authentic and real, and
yeah.
that's why I reached out to you. So yeah,
Aw.
thank you.
Well, it's an
Hey,
honor to be here.
yeah. Hey, Emily. Hey, Donna. Let's see. And then I know there was, oh, I have to go over here. So I have the chat on the screen to make it
Oh yeah,
easier
I
for
see it.
everyone. Okay, good. To make it easier for everyone to see, but I have to go over here and move mine around to be able to say hi to everybody. Bowler Danielle,
That's Danielle.
hello.
Yep. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, thank you for joining us and your friend. Hi, Nikki. And I know there was a Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to ask questions. Anything you've ever wanted to ask Christine, diplomatically and with respect. But otherwise, there's no censor
Oh
because
yeah.
we know that it's all going to sound unusual out loud, and that's totally okay.
Hmm.
Hello, Jabir Hussein, and let's see. All right. Yeah, that I just read that. That is really cool, Donna, that you a little kitty just showed up. Hey, you know what? I have a full blown rescue now, and it really just started with us getting land and bringing a few animals in, and they join when they're ready to join you. So that's how that happens. It does it maybe more kitties will start showing up for you.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good question right off the bat. So Michelle wants to know, is her sleep paralysis ET contact?
Yeah. So it's funny because I can already feel so I don't know if you guys are familiar. Oh my gosh, okay. There's so much energy. There's so much energy, so much ET energy that's coming around. And so especially because I just got out of a one-on-one session, I'm
Yeah.
already like still connected to whoever wants to come through. But I just want to explain a little bit about the channeling process. I'm not actually going to channel for Michelle right now, but I'll let you know what's happening to me as I'm getting the answer. And so, first of all, everybody is a channel. Everybody can channel. We channel in different ways. What is a channel? It's your way to connect with the divine source, energy, whatever you want to call it. It's the way to connect with wisdom, higher level consciousness, etc. So that's what I've honed in on. That's one of my talents, and it's something that needs to be practiced. And so, right now, as I'm looking at that question, I can tell you that there's ETs who want to talk to you, Michelle, because what's happening to my mouth is I'm feeling an energetic tug, and they come through and use my vessel. Their consciousness comes through, and my consciousness kind of hangs onto my body. And so, for you, Michelle, I'll tell you that intuitively, clairaudiently, I'm hearing yes, that it is ET contact. And I'm also speaking from my own experience that my ET contact started as sleep paralysis in 2014. It took me 10 years to realize that it was actually ET contact. And that's how it all started. So that's, I feel like I went on a little bit of a diatribe there. But has anybody else had sleep paralysis?
I Shannon, have you had full-blown sleep paralysis?
One time, and I can exactly tell you, I was in my bed on Hemlock Street in Benham, Kentucky, and it only happened one time. And I can even tell you the pajamas I was wearing because I was probably about 11. And it was such a startling thing that I never forgot it. I had on white pajamas with red pinstripes. And I still to this day, it was such like a traumatic, I guess, like shocking thing to be there and not be able to move that I've never forgotten it. But it never happened again. It just the one time. And I had never realized what it was until I was taking a college psychology class when I was in high school and they brought up sleep paralysis. And I'm like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, my dad. It used to happen to my dad all the time. I have different versions of it, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But it used to happen to my dad regularly, and this was when I was young. So of course, none of us knew what this was, right? And he said he would try to like call for us, but it would just sound like he was muffling, like he couldn't even say
Yeah.
words, you know?
Mhm.
And I went to our huge library downtown when I was young, and I was trying to look that up, and then I found this book on out of body experiences, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my god, oh no, excuse me, I was looking up out of body experiences for me because I was having this regular right before I would come to, I would feel it's like I'd fall asleep on the couch or the bed, but I would feel like I was shaking like really intensely right before I woke up, and it used to scare me awake. And then I read that that is common in with out of body experiences, and then it also answered that that it gave me more information about sleep paralysis, and then I knew what was happening to my dad. What happens to me, and this just happened recently, is I will realize that my eyes are open, but they're not my physical eyes, and I'll see the
Mm-hmm.
room, but it like
Yeah.
this last time it was like black and white. Has that ever happened to you? It,
Not the black and white.
this
Mm-mm.
was actually kind of creepy. I felt like there was a negative presence, which doesn't happen very often, and I was very uncomfortable, and I was trying to make myself wake up, but I could see everything, but it was like I was looking through a black and white lens, and I'm talking to myself in my head, and I'm like, "Okay, this is yeah, no, I'm laying on my left side, and I'm looking straight ahead, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing," but there was some kind of presence off to the side, and it was too much for me, and I woke up, but, yeah, I think everybody has these very personal experiences. Hey, Amber. Okay, Amber, thank you for joining us in the chat. Yeah, we traded places from last week. Thank you. So our co-host is um, helping us with the chat from the ethers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Nikki, were you able to control it? Not Nikki. I'm sorry. I'm reading Nikki's chat. Christine, were you able to control it after a while when she realized what it was?
Um, yes and no, because I've got a lot of different types of episodes. So when I intentionally call in ET energetic healing, because our ET guides that are around us do want to help us and heal us. When I intentionally call that in, then I have sleep paralysis and I'm not afraid because I know that I
Mm-hmm,
put it out there with the highest good of all involved. And so I've had many episodes like that where I don't have any fear and I can literally feel them. Like one time I felt like this, it was like I was laying on my right side. I woke up in like a sleep paralysis and I felt a being behind me and they were like shooting energy into my solar plexus.
mm-hmm,
And so I remembered talking to the being telepathically because that's how it happens in sleep paralysis for
mm-hmm,
me. And I was like, hey, can you stop doing that? Because it's actually kind of tickling me. And they did immediately. And so that's when you know it's a benevolent presence because they
mm-hmm,
listen to you. You don't have like a bad feeling. But I will say a lot of times, people are terrified of sleep paralysis because they fear the unknown. It's a
mm-hmm.
new state of awareness, it's a new state of consciousness for them. So when they wake up in it or experience it, they become terrified of the unknown. So most sleep paralysis episodes, I believe, are not actually meant to scare you. It's just our own human mind that's like, what the hell is happening that scares you?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's totally unsettling. What in terms of sleep paralysis, I love the fact that you mentioned telepathy as being, you know, one of the like that's the way it works then.
Mhm.
What is one of the most profound things that you've received? Because I'm certain the energy into your solar plexus was some sort of, you know, leveling up, healing sort of download.
Mhm.
Is that how you typically receive like downloads and information?
So, I mean, it's come to me in a variety of ways. Thank you for that question. I think it's so it kind of goes back to the whole like development of your psychic abilities, right? Like everybody's psychic, everybody can develop these abilities. And so for me, it really started with practicing tarot and just trusting the intuition of like what I wanted to say alongside the cards. And then with tarot came a little bit of mediumship and trusting the clairaudience, the psychic ability of hearing, of like the voices that were talking to me as I was doing a reading. And then it progressed into just full on channeling, them actually speaking through me. And so that's now how I get the most profound insights. And I'm like, after a channeling session, I'm like, wow, like where the hell did that information come from? So it's been a progression for me. What has it been like for you?
Kimberly, you want to go or you want me to go?
You go for it, Shannon. I have 2 questions,
Yeah.
so you go for it, and then I'll.
For me, it was very similar, only I think tarot came second.
Mm.
Some started when I was a kid, and then, you know, tarot came later in different pieces. And for me, like the mediumship is probably where I do my best work or connect the best. And it's interesting because you talk about channeling, and Kimberly's seen it, you know, several people have seen it. I'll be I'll catch myself when I realize it's not me, I catch myself. And so I've
Mhm.
been really working on like letting that happen,
Yeah.
which is hard, you know. And I'm sure it was for you too, because at first you're like, "Oh wait, those aren't my words." But, you
Mhm.
know, a friend of mine, her grandmother was there. And so her grandmother's telling me all this stuff about how Russia was formed. I do not know any Russian history. Yeah, seriously, I don't know anything about Russia, like the history of how like the country Russia came to be. And so I'm telling her all this stuff. I have no idea what it is. And so we were done. I was like, "Do you have a few minutes? Because I just want to go on Google and, you know, validate." And
Yeah.
sure enough, everything the grandmother had told me was correct and accurate. But that experience of like information that is not yours coming out of your body is it's a trip. Like I don't care. I don't think I'll ever get used to it.
I agree. I know it's wild. It's cool though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Um, I guess I guess most of I don't know, I don't really I used to refer to what I do as channeling, but now I say it's like intuitive. I'm downloading intuitive information or I'm sharing it because it is a natural flow. I can like I'll get more insistent things that I know I'm supposed to say, or I'll get like I'm sure both of you this happens where you get flooded with information and so you kind of just have to like you're trying to share it as it's happening, but sometimes it's coming in hot.
Mhm.
And if I dismiss something because it's not clear or it seems small, a lot of times it'll still come back and be like, "No, you
Yep.
have to mention this," and those end up being, like, the really powerful ones. It's funny. Um, so I have a personal question now because right before we started, we just realized that I'm from Buffalo, New York, and that's, this is where Christine is. Is there a strong, like, do you have other people that you know in person that are experiencing what you're experiencing in Buffalo? Like, is it a
Well, okay, so you might know this area. My dad is an ET contactee too. And so a little bit about how I even started telling him and coming out cosmic to him about my ET experiences was I literally like my higher self just pushed me to start posting more publicly. And
yeah.
so with that, of course, you've got the fear of like what's family gonna think and what are friends gonna think. But when I told him what I was doing online, and this was like in 2024, he was like, I had an ET almanac with me. It's called the ET Species Almanac by Craig Campbell Basso. It's really amazing. It's got a lot of great illustrations in there of aliens. And I let my dad borrow it, and he's flipping through the book, and he's like, "Oh my God, I've seen a draconian before." And I was like, "What do you mean you've seen a draconian before?" So a draconian, have you guys heard of what a draconian is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think everybody here is good. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So then, like, by me, and this is part of the whole coming out cosmic movement I'm trying to create with people, is like, once you start telling people your stories, other people feel more encouraged to tell theirs. So my dad started telling me his story, and back in the 80s he worked for the National Guard. Now, he was posted in East Fishkill, New York. I don't know if you know where that is. East Fishkill, it's by the Hudson Valley. I'm horrible with geography, but that's where he was.
Okay.
And so he was patrolling. He was like on night duty. This was around like 2, 3 a.m. And the area was known to have a lot of contact. And so him and his buddies would make fun of each other, like, "Oh, you're on UFO patrol tonight," and stuff like that. And so one night he was actually just patrolling the area, and he looks to his left and he sees this giant, he says 8 to 10 foot tall, what he could only describe as looking like a malevolent dragon-like being. It was not a dragon, but he said that it had a long snout like a dragon, really scary beady eyes. And like, I can see it in my mind's eye. I wonder if you guys, as I'm describing, if you can see it too. He said that it smelled horrible, like sulfur, like death. It was very muscular, had a long tail, was actually wearing a military outfit of its own. And my dad looked at it in awe, and he wasn't even afraid, because my dad is very faith-based. We grew up Catholic, and so I no longer practice that, but he has a very strong faith-based background. And so he always felt very protected. And when he saw the draconian, it ran away. And so he kept that to himself for years and years.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he
you
was
kinda
like,
have to.
"People are gonna think I'm crazy." Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So were you the first person he told?
To my knowledge, yes, unless back in the day he would joke about it, but he like seriously like told me the story. I don't think he could even tell my mom, because my mom's really afraid. She doesn't believe in aliens. Like, you can imagine um how weird this is for her, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's all we're programmed not to believe any of this, because
Oh, of course.
when everyone wakes up, all the stuff that we're dependent on, because we're programmed to be dependent, like big pharma and the government and belief, controlled religions, all that stuff. There's good in all of those things, but not when they are telling you how to be yourself and you forget who you are, right?
Yeah.
So, well, your mom will come around. It's still new. We think about, like, just because you've been practicing and growing in awareness over the last 10 years, your mom hasn't experienced any of this personally. She just knows that two people that she loves are experiencing it. And until you actually physically experience something, that's usually like the best way for it to make you a believer, I guess.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so I do have another question for you, but I don't want to ignore this good question in the chat. Hussein asked us, I experience fear when meditating. I see frightening entities. How can I overcome this?
Okay, let me see.
Shannon and Christine, see what you...
Yeah.
I'm always one to create a sacred space before I start meditating. And, I know a lot of people do. Christine probably does as well. I ask for all sorts of protection from all sorts of beings, especially, Archangel Michael is sort of my go-to sacred space. And then I ask for my ancestors and other angels and spirit guides to also protect and make sure that any connection is for my highest good and is not anything there to harm me.
Mhm.
That's exactly where I was going to go with that too, with the sacred space. Absolutely. Because my question would be, okay, so like how and when are you meditating? What vibrational state are you in when you're about to meditate? You know, like if you
Mhm.
if you had like a really bad day and then you try to meditate and those, you know, more lower level vibrations are still around you, maybe it's not a great idea. So one of my recommendations to lessen that from happening would be to meditate right in the morning before you let the day's ick kind of get on you. Setting your intentions to connect with those of the highest benevolence, of the highest good, is also extremely important.
Yes. I just had it. Okay, Sherry wrote something nice. If you want to screenshot this, this is a good follow up to what Christine just shared. Um, I'm getting that you are actually pretty connected to your spirit guides and your higher selves, and I think that you have been getting a lot of like, "Hey, we're here. We're you hear us, right? Like we're, and so maybe part of it is maybe you're being fearful instead of letting some contact through. And when I say contact, it doesn't mean like somebody's going to walk into your room. I mean, start trusting your intuition more and your gut feelings and your emotions. And when you meet someone, if you immediately feel like they're lying to you, that's intuition. When you meet another person and they seem so familiar, that's probably they're they're from your soul tribe. So start paying more attention to those things. A lot of people um, wake up through synchronicities, and so we all know that we'll have a day where we see 1111, 111. We'll see numbers line up on license plates and on the TV, phone numbers. Now, yes, that's all synchronicity, and that synchronicity is simply letting you know that you are on the right place at the right time on your journey. But what I invite everyone to do when they see those things, whatever their numbers are and whatever you call them, angel numbers or just lined up numbers, pay attention to what made you look, because that number was already there. It already was 1111. The fact that you looked is your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you chose to pay attention to something that was running in the background, that's your intuition. So yeah, so okay, so Hussein said that fear is controlling him. You are We are all divinely protected. We are all extremely capable of using our abilities, and we're all safe. The moment you feel an energy that doesn't feel right, whether you have to say it inside or out, you just say, I only welcome anything that has my highest good in mind. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
is allowed to scare me. Nothing is allowed to harm me. Nothing is allowed to come in, and I refuse to give my power away. If you don't have my highest good in mind, go away, and they will. They absolutely will. But also make a little bit of room for loving contact that really does want to come through and start working with you, and that those are angels.
Mhm.
Those are family members. Those are soul tribe members.
And you can always also have something that comes through that looks really weird. And so it may look unusual.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one that came through, and it came through for me and actually a friend of ours that is a really excellent psychic. And she goes, You have this spirit guide that looks like Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. And I have no idea like what it was, but it really did. It had like sort of the like this long, it didn't have hair. It's like its skin went into this long, two pieces down the side. And I have no idea what entity type it was, but it was very benevolent, but it looked really weird.
Yeah.
So, you also see some strange things, and it doesn't mean that they're negative entities.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
and also, remember this: if you could see you the way that sometimes we get to see you, or the way that you appear outside of time and space, if you could see how beautiful and powerful and incredible you are, that you chose to come down here and experience life in the third dimension. And it takes a lot of courage to come here. Okay. So you're just remember that you are already a god. You have access to the all. You are powerful, you are strong, and nothing is allowed to harm you. And if you keep repeating that to yourself, you'll remember that. You will actually remember that, and then a lot of that will go away because you will shift into the perception of recognizing who you are and what you have to offer and how powerful you are, and it's all from love, and nothing can get through that.
Yeah, I love the messages that you guys are sharing because it's reminding me a lot of like when people will ask, well, how do I deal with dark entities? And it takes, oh my God, it takes me back to a tarot reading that I did for somebody. And she was explaining about this dark entity that's in her house. And she was like, I don't know how to get rid of it. It makes me so mad. I yell at it. I scream at it. I tell it to go away. And it's only getting stronger and stronger. And I was like, okay, listen, hear me out. You're not gonna, this is not gonna be very easy. However, I want you to recognize that yelling and screaming at this negative entity is only feeding it more power. It's getting exactly what it wants from you because you're putting yourself into a low vibe state. You're literally empowering it. So what you should do instead, my recommendation is that you give this entity true, unconditional love, because negative entities hate that. They run away from love. They're either going to run away or you transmute it. And so it's hard to get into that place of unconditional love, giving it to a negative entity. But I'm telling you, it's the best way to get them to get away from you. And if you can't just like openly like give love because you have to like trick your mind into it, one of the best ways to start would be, I love to sing different songs in my head. So one time I had a negative entity visit me during sleep paralysis, and I was like, you're not welcome here, go away. And it didn't go away. So I literally started thinking about how we're all one. We all come from source. We're all powerful. We're all just reflections of each other. And I started singing to it, we are family. And it hated that. It ran away. So that's a good tip if you want to take it.
Well, music is a powerful source. That's excellent. I don't know if I've ever heard somebody explain it to use it at that time. That's such a great tool. That's such a great tool.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because music is a higher vibration. Huh, that's really good advice.
Your own voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's very cool. Okay. My other question for you is, now that you're very aware of who you're in contact with, is it your soul tribe, or are they other beings like other tribes or star seeds, or however you would want to refer to it? Is this your group, or is it other beings that are contacting you?
So, okay, when I go like this, it's because and I'm going like this, it's because they're wanting to like come through. And so I'm gonna put them off for a second here until
I do that.
Like do
this?
you? Okay.
It happens to me all the time, and I'm like, I look like I'm having a fit sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I'm actively channeling, it's worse. My body just goes like this. It's the way that my body, my 3D reality, physical body can sustain the high vibrations. And so like, as I'm connecting about, like, I'm asking them, I'm like, okay, are you, because I primarily connect with a group of Lyrans, whatever you want to call them. They have no preference. And so I primarily connect with them. They're saying, yes, soul tribe. Because I never asked them that question. That's a really good question. I also connect with Arcturians, who are another facet of a soul tribe for me. But I've channeled Andromedans, mantis beings. Mother Gaia came through for me a couple of times, which is beautiful, beautiful energy. I almost started crying. And so she had to step away because it was affecting me, the channel, so much. Blue avians, which, by the way, I'm not surprised to see your birds because the blue avians are here.
Yes.
So yeah, all across the board. Is it the same with you guys?
I don't know. Shannon, do you ever ask? You know what? I'm always channeling for someone else.
Oh, gotcha.
I would say that I'm aware. Yeah, I guess sometimes we have to ask ourselves these questions, huh?
Mhm.
When I get direct contact, I just know that to me, it kind of feels like my higher self with other beings, like maybe everyone's in a room and there's a speaker.
Yeah.
There's one speaker, but when I'm intuitively reading for other people, it's always their group. I don't know. Shannon, do you have a
That's
regular?
very similar. And I always ask whoever has a message to step forward. And so, like, my own tribe connections are the same. Lyran and Pleiadian are like the
Mm.
two, like, I know I've personally had incarnations with both of those
Mhm.
groups. And so I always ask everybody, like, who has a message, and like, will you come forward and share it? So it's been weird. Like the Jar Jar Binks creature, character, person, it was definitely an ET, but I don't even know what group they belong to. I have no idea. And I didn't ask. I didn't, like at the time, I was just connecting and didn't ask. But normally, if it's for me, I get a whole lot of like weird mermaid people, which is strange because, that doesn't, it, Lyran, and I have like line energy. I'm a Leo, but what comes through most often for me personally is like strange mermaid people, and they have like gills, and I think Kimberly has seen one of them with me even, and they have gills, and
Mhm.
they have sort of more humanoid sort of faces, but I'm not talking like beautiful long flowy hair. They're like gills, and lots of times they'll have legs with webbed feet and not like a mertail. But I get a lot of mermaid, so much so that my friend who like finds cool things at consignment stores. I have a mermaid pillow behind me, and I have like two little mermaids on my wall because the mermaids come through so often for me personally.
It's so interesting because as you're talking about it, I'm like kind of asking questions about what that is. Okay, so um how do you say that? Jar Jar Binks? How do you say that
Yeah,
name?
he
Jar
looks like Jar Jar Binks, sort of like a bunny
Jar.
rabbit-ish, sort of.
Yes. I see
Yeah,
him in my mind's eye. I just wasn't sure how to pronounce. For that, in particular, what I'm getting at least is like if we were to try to put a human English name to the species, it like what I'm getting is that it's not known. You know, it's like not a well-known race. Is that what
yes,
you're getting,
I
Kimberly?
got
yes.
N, and it's something like Nubian, but that's a race here, and so
Oh,
I was seeking it, but I got the N in the
yeah.
beginning, and that was it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like big ears, but it's almost like the ears are their hair. I don't know how to
Yes.
explain it. But yeah, like you can see them, and it's pretty constant. Like that has been part of my spiritual support team back and forth now for maybe 2.5 years.
Hmm, that's interesting.
It will come and go.
Huh. That feels more like almost like an animal spirit. Okay, you know how we have animal guides? It's like you have a galactic
Like a galactic, yes. Like a
animal.
galactic animal. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool. Oops, sorry. I have chickens running
Do
around
you
too.
have a name for him? Do you call because if it feels yeah, masculine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a male, and
Okay.
I just call it Jar Jar Binks because that's the person who, first saw it, and then when I connected, that's what she called it, and that's the closest thing I can come to. I mean, he doesn't look just like Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars, but similar. Oh,
So
Sherry says she's hearing Nevadian. Very
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah, I
I
think it's. Go ahead,
the
Christine.
thing the only thing that I got was immediately clairaudiently I heard close but no cigar. Is that's an idiom, right?
Yeah.
Because I suck at idioms. So they usually don't channel idioms to me. But yeah, hearing close. With the Jar Jar Binks, for some reason, take it as it resonates, a name is coming for him. Now, a lot of times they present very human, boring names, okay, to try to resonate with. I'm
Yes.
sure you know this. The name that I keep hearing over and over for him is Todd. Todd.
Oh,
Todd.
cool.
So you can call him that if you want to. You don't have to,
Yeah.
but
Well, words have vibration, and so I think sometimes when they feed us a name, it's because it's matching the vibration of
oh, I
maybe
love it.
right? What they're okay.
Yes.
This is going way back before our time, but there was a black and white movie called Harvey, and this man would talk to this 6-foot rabbit, and I think there's an actual name for what he is. Like there's a known, it's a puka or a pukadink or something like that. We can
a
look it up later.
puka. It's a
Yeah.
Scottish, I think it may be Irish too, but it's like a Celtic transforming being. So a puka can take different forms.
Yeah, so maybe
Like
this
rabbits a
lead.
lot, and like flying horses, and different things. But yeah,
The movie's cute if you want to look it up.
Oh,
For some,
cool.
it might lead you more towards like
Yeah.
epiphanies and things. Okay, Christine, I have to ask you: do you have connections to Andara crystals? What are you doing?
Oh my God! Wait, did you just said Andaran crystals?
And an Andara, yeah, he is
And
so into you.
is that would that have to do with the Andaris and Andarans? And I just learned it's so funny because I've been channeling these beings. They came to me randomly. I my mentor was telling me, oh yeah, they're mantis beings. Is that what the Andarans?
Well, the reason I'm asking you is because whenever I have a question that I don't want to forget, I'll pick something up in my environment so that it's almost like I put a pin in it so that I don't forget
love
it,
it.
right? But I'll pick up different things that have some kind of connection. And I wanted to ask you a question, which is funny. I now forgot the question, but I wanted to ask you a question. So I picked this up. But the fact that I had this in my hand actually became the stronger thing that I wondered if you had a connection. An Andara crystal, they're glass formed by heat under the earth, and then there's a lot of controversy if these are real or not, but I got this in Mount Shasta from a good source, and but as soon as I picked it up, I just felt like you had a really strong connection. So maybe it was you just learning about that race is what I was
and
to.
as you're talking, my guides are saying, because you're asking like it like maybe if I had one. So it's funny because when there's so many conversations going on, you really try to tune into everything. And my guides were just saying that like no, she doesn't have one, but she needs one. One of those crystals. I got crystals all behind me. So I need to I'll have to remember that because I definitely think that there's like that ET connection with the Andarans, but also I feel like I just need to add another one to my collection.
Yeah, there's ways to get these. So there's something along a fault line here in California. I think it was near Topanga, which is near Los Angeles, and there was a family. I don't know if I'm going to get the story correct. I might be able to find this website for you, but like the woman, she was touched by spirit, and so was her mom, so was her grandmother. She went and dug a bunch of these up in her backyard. Like she was guided to this place, started digging, and found a bunch of pieces, if I'm right. And so it's things like that I feel like are more authentic than, because you can look these up and 100 websites are going to come up to sell them to you. But I can also, if you're interested, I could figure out the name of the store that I bought it up in Mount Shasta, because that place was legit and it was actually very, very affordable. Some of them are very expensive. But why did I pick that up? It's funny. I had a question for you, and no, it's 4:44. It'll come back. No big deal.
Sorry, I think I.
Oh, I know.
We got it.
Totally got it. Do you speak light language, or do you do it with your hands?
Funny you should ask, because I had woken up in a sleep paralysis the other night, speaking light language, doing with my hands and with my channeling it. That only happened to me one time in sleep paralysis. I have practiced channeling light language, but for me, it's still like, I think I'm just getting so used to voice channeling that I can only handle like one thing at a time. But I do believe that everyone can do it. It's just when you first begin and you begin practicing and you just let the sounds come out, it sounds like gibberish. You lose belief in yourself. And so that's the stage that I'm trying to push through. Do you guys speak light language?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I think I did when I was a kid because I've reason to believe I did as a kid, but I don't now. Kimberly does.
But I received it in my hands. So I channel
Mhm.
light language, and then I do activations. And I think my main purpose of doing it is to help balance other people's chakras,
Oh, I
get rid of
love that.
blocks. Yeah, if we can we can have a session after this if you want. And I usually don't say but, I feel like it's really gonna bring it through for you, so when you're ready. Like,
Yeah.
when you're ready, because I've activated, like, 3 people now, where they're
Yes.
and they're doing it a lot afterwards. But yeah, I speak it, but I rarely speak it publicly because it's embarrassing, but
No, I know.
it also feels very private and very, like, sacred to me, so no, I'm not challenging anybody that does it, like, on the regular because it's amazing. Some of it is so beautiful. Um, Mine is extremely consistent. It's almost like I just keep repeating the same sentence or paragraph over and over again, but it has different, like, influx.
You just caused me to have an epiphany, because as you're talking about light language, I'm like, I do hum this very specific tune. I
It's
don't know
Syrian.
where it comes
It's
from.
Syrian. It's Syrian. Yeah.
You think?
Mhm.
Oh,
I, I,
that's
I
weird.
I've never listened to it. What was that?
I said that's so weird because I have one too that is just this, and I don't know the song it is or anything, but I hum it all the time in the shower and it's not long. It's just and I have always like this one little thing, and I don't catch myself doing it, and my husband will be like, "Oh, you're doing your thing," but it's just a little thing, or not, or I'll find myself whistling like to that sort of tune. That's wild. So what is yours like? Is yours like a whole song with words?
Me?
Yeah, like do you guys ever get like full, music? Mine's just like music, no words.
Okay, so Shannon and I have a mutual friend named Sage, and Sage had sent me a YouTube video of these 2 women talking about how to bring your language through. And in the way the universe works, I was like, "Cool," and then completely forgot about it for months. Saved it, but it was gone, right? So, I received the gift of light language on a road trip. Like, literally, I was driving, I pulled off to get a charger from my phone, got back in my van, put on a song I really liked came on, and I was kinda, like, dancing because we were just really excited to be on a road trip, and all of a sudden, I just started doing light language, and I was like, "Now? Like, this is really happening right now?" I was driving to Sedona, and I couldn't deny what it was, and it was really cool, and I realized it kinda felt like when you walk or you skate, you don't think about it, you just do it.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
what I realized very quickly is that when you receive it, you get the entire dictionary. It may take you a while for it to, like, come out, but, like, you download the entire set, the entire concert, whatever you wanna call it. Um, and so I was getting used to that, and so ironically on another road trip, I think returning from Sedona and another trip, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this video. I'm gonna put it on." So I did, and my listening to them talk about it, and because it's a really down to earth, like conversation like we're having, and they're just like, yeah, just do this and do that. Start humming, start singing a little bit, whatever. And I started, and it came through like it's been waiting to come through, you know. And so for a while, I did it in the shower, just because it felt like a place where I could really focus, and you know, I sing anyway. Um, so it usually very often it does start with singing, and it might be because that's more comfortable for us, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I immediately got that Syrians love to sing, and I think that we are able to pretty easily tap into a Syrian collective for
Yeah.
this to come through, and it'll feel more natural for us when you're singing. Yeah.
I'm getting the chills as you say that. I think that that's what it is too. Because I only started humming. It's like a very specific tune that I started humming after I had my first baby. Um, and so I think that what I think it is for me personally is like it helps to just like clear the energy.
Hmm.
Um, much like a deep breath would. I think that it does, but I also think that it activates. Like my kids and my husband, and it's pretty cool.
My son
Yeah.
speaks light language all day long, all day
How old is
long.
your kid?
He's 28. He's on the autism spectrum. And when he was
Love
younger, he had a lot of gibberish, and I just thought it was
that.
part of who he was, you know. But then once I got activated, again, I do it with my hands. I rarely speak it, and I don't walk around the house speaking it. So the fact that he does it is very authentic because he has nothing telling him to do it. You know, he has,
Oh yeah.
you know, and he's very, very connected to Native American anything, everything. And he watches a lot of powwows and he dances. And when he speaks, I'll ask him, what language is that? And he usually tells me it's like Navajo or Aztec. And then when I listen to those languages being spoken, it sounds so similar to what he's speaking that I know
Wow.
that's exactly what he's doing. It's really, so he's actually like channeling indigenous languages
Yeah.
and then just speaking them very comfortably out loud. And I can hear slight changes sometimes, but it very much has the same type of like intonation and vowel sounds and things. And so it's he definitely has his own. See, that's the other thing. We have our own language. And I feel like that makes a little more sense as a human. I'm really impressed that people can channel other like languages and they sound really different when they're channeling,
Hmm.
because you either get that gift or you get it where you're channeling it through your voice of light language, which is
Yeah.
very specific, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the expression of your own energy and your own energetic signature, maybe.
Hmm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, so many things are coming to my head. Like just as you're talking, I'm like, we can go this way, this way, this way with like the conversation. It's really
I've brought
cool.
in Fae and Fairy many times, and it still sounds like my original language that I repeat, but it has a higher, more playful sound to it. Um,
Hmm.
my friend, uh, who we're not speaking right now, not me, her. Um, when she heard it, she said it made her feel like she wanted to argue with me. It was really interesting, and she's super connected to the Fae, and so I thought it was really funny. But she said as soon as she heard it, she felt like she wanted to, like I was yelling at her, and it wasn't like that at all. It was just a recorded thing on Instagram. But she said it felt like I was yelling at her, and that it was like almost like another tribal, like almost like two tribes in a feud. Is
Oh
I thought
wow.
that was really interesting too. Yeah.
You said high pitch, right? It was like a high pitch.
Yeah, fairy goes up, kinda higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, playful.
That's funny that you say that because it's validation for me because one time it was after a live, I did a live session with another person and he had a pixie named Daisy. No, was it? It wasn't Daisy. I forgot what her name was, but it's like this mischievous pixie, which I've heard is different from a fairy.
Mhm.
I'm not sure, but I had brought her in after the live session and I wanted to see if I could voice channel Pixie and I did voice channel her, but my voice was so high pitched, I had to stop because
you
I
feel
was like, I
stupid.
can't
Yeah.
do this. Yeah.
That's like they'll do a lot of repetitive, like when you hear an African clicking language,
Mm.
that's kind of similar to a high pitched version of like Fae and Fairy, like "Teet, teet, teet, teet," like they'll repetitive sounds. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
cool.
not gonna do it. I guess I have boundary issues with doing things live. Mm,
Or you just have to come out cosmic and do it.
yeah.
Do it anyway.
I'll do
It's
this
all
all day
good.
long. I'm totally okay with that. But yeah, it's yeah, no, it's interesting. So are you getting like pulls, like energetic, like these are things that I'm getting that this is your next, not rabbit hole, but like this is what you're stepping into. Are you getting that feeling at all, Christine?
With Fae and fairies, or
That like I think that you're no, it's like you're about to almost be like a translator for languages. So you might start hearing languages that before this you would say, I hear you, but I don't know what you're saying. And now it's going to be like a melody, and then you're going to pull the message through.
yeah, I got the chills as you said that. So that's always validation from my higher self that would be I guess that would be the next step. But I mean, for me, it's happening so quickly. All of the my channel just blew open, and it really all started with me stepping into my authentic self and being like, you know what, F it. This is who I am and this is what I've experienced. And I've eradicated any sort of fear. I've really nailed down on controlling my ego with all of this because the ego tries to protect, etc. And so that, because I did all of that, I'd call it like either like inner child or shadow work too, facing your own shadow of what you don't want people to see about you. I was like, F it, I'm just going to do it all. And then my channel blew open. And so I feel like it does make sense what you're saying, Kimberly, in terms of like, oh, light language is going to be next. And then I don't even know what, it's just going to, it's going to
I
keep
love
going.
it. I wish everybody could do that. And it takes, you have to get there. But when you can't just say it, you have to mean it. Like, I
Yeah.
am a god. I have access to the all. I am capable of, no, my ears ringing really loud. I'm capable of bringing in everything. I'm in touch with my abilities. I'm ready for more. I'm ready. Everything comes through me with love. Um, I think maybe with how I was saying, you're going to start to hear things that in the past you would have said like, oh, that's really pretty, but I don't know what that is. It's almost like because you are so open and welcoming to new experiences, which are not new, they're familiar experiences. Like, you've already done this, you already speak this, but because you are openly saying that, your vibration and frequency shifts and changes and grows and whatever, I don't whatever wherever we're at, and just new things are going to come in and funnel through. So a lot of it's probably already happened, but it was so easy that it didn't feel like, oh, now I'm doing this. And the other thing
Mm,
I'm getting is, we've been openly speaking light language and receiving messages for a while now. And because you're doing it at such an accelerated rate, you're not going to it won't take you 2 years to like really understand what's happening like it did for me,
mm.
because there's it's just easier to access the information now. There's somebody else we're having this conversation and it's just going to open up a bunch of stuff for you.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Beautiful messages. It all very much resonates with me.
Yeah.
There's connections between all three of us, by the way. I want to say that because they're coming through and they're wanting for me to tell you guys what our connections are. Did you want to go into a little bit of a channeling and see who wants to
Yes,
come through?
absolutely. And then
Heads already started to move.
after that, Shannon, we'll have you share some stuff too. Okay.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Shannon, do you want? I feel bad because it's the Galactics are taking over. Did you want to say anything before
No, let's do it. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to see what comes through while you're doing your thing.
Oh,
This
cool.
is
Okay.
this is to host you and have and definitely
Yes.
showcase you. But I
Oh, okay. Yeah.
at some point I'll get this like nudge that says tell Shannon to share something, because Shannon's one of those people that will so politely listen, and then I'll be like, "Hey, did you get anything?" And then she'll like blow your mind. So that's what I meant. Like, don't forget.
I
We
don't know
want
if
you
I'm going to
share
be
your-
mind blowing, but my dogs love you.
Yeah, yeah. My birds hang out, but not that much. Like that was a lot of interaction. Okay, so yes, please, we are
Yes,
open and ready to receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
of course. Oh my God. They're like, they're so excited. Okay. It's all in like my feeling, like my heart is like opening up so much right now because of that welcoming. So thank you. I have to drink a lot of water before I channel.
Mhm.
So before, oh my God, they're like so freaking excited. I'm getting like, super jittery. Okay. So before I go under, I kind of go through like a process. I'm going to speak through it. You guys will know, who is coming forward. I will tell you that, again, I do primarily work with the Blue Avians, the Lyrans, the Arcturians. They're like, we're all lined up. So we'll see who fights and gets in first, because that typically happens. So, all right, what I'm doing now is I'm putting around an energetic white bubble of protection around me and around all of you guys. I would ask for you guys to envision the same. I'm connecting myself up into the cosmos, back down into the center of the earth. My intention is to only connect with benevolent, high vibrational beings for the highest good of all involved, with unconditional love for humanity. Low-level entities are not allowed anywhere near this channel. I am a channel of white light, divine source energy. Who wants to come forward and talk with the audience today? Hello, yes, these are the Blue Avians. We have been waiting to connect with all of you. Of course, Kimberly, you already know that the birds have made their appearance because of our energy, at least that is what we like to say. And so we are very high energy. We only like to introduce or to close off a channeling session. And so we are simply saying hello. Yes, lots of Blue Avian energy here today, but we are going to let the Lyran step forward and speak a little bit about the connections that you three, Kimberly, Shannon, and Christine, that you three all have together, because there's a very divine reason why you are all here together tonight. One second as we get them. Hello. Yes. Hi, everybody. These are the Lyrans who are coming forward. We apologize. The channel's very dehydrated today, and so we may not channel too long here, but we wanted to step forward to give you a sense of our energy versus the Blue Avians energy. It is quite different. And for people who might just be experiencing live channeling for the first time, we hope that you can experience the difference in energy. And if not, that is quite okay. So now we're coming forwards first because we wanted to talk about the connections between Kimberly and Shannon and Christine. And the first thing that's coming through very strongly is, of course, all three of you have very strong Lyran connections, which is why we're stepping forward to communicate with you all today. But there's a very significant past life here between Christine and Kimberly. And so what we're showing Christine is a past life where you were both Hopi Indian and you were both leaders in the community. Not just leaders, but you two were sisters in particular. Now, Christine is asking us telepathically, where was Shannon? Shannon was not in this lifetime, but we're just quickly just talking about Kimberly and Christine here. And so there is a very, yes, Christine's clarifying and asking, oh, is this why we're both from West Seneca, New York? And yes, that is primarily one of the, that's a part of the energy of resonance between you two, is this connection to Indian land, quite literally. Now, if you were to look on a geographic scale, the Hopi Indian, we're not in West Seneca, but we're trying to say it's the energy of resonance here. And so that is that lifetime. Now, Christine's asking us, because we tend to be very long-winded, Christine's asking us to pause to see if Kimberly or Shannon had anything, any interjection or question here.
Does Niagara Falls come into it in any way?
Can you be more specific
Sure.
with your question?
I have a incredible draw and connection and feeling of importance with Niagara Falls. Does that have anything to do with the past life connection or the Indian connection?
No, it does not. But let us look into this for you, Kimberly. One second. Yes, what you were picking up on, Kimberly, is this draw to the power of Niagara Falls. What you love about Niagara Falls, what your soul loves about Niagara Falls, is the power. As many people understand, and Christine does not. We use the neural pathways in Christine's brain, and so some information does not come as quickly and easily. So we cannot get the exact math here of how many tons of power, how much power Niagara Falls actually gives to the community and to Western New York, but it is a lot in the vocabulary of Christine. And so you're actually drawn to this power of Niagara Falls. So Christine's asking us for more details here. Oh yes. Okay. So what we're showing, Christine, is that it is a mere reflection of the power that you have always felt within your own soul, Kimberly. So when you go to Niagara Falls, you feel this power. You feel extremely empowered. Your soul is elated to be there, because there's a lot of places on earth that are not quite so powerful, and you feel such an energy of resonance with Niagara Falls for that reason. Does this make sense? How does this resonate with you?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I feel like I feel like I was activated when I went there as a young girl, and I have extremely strong memories and recall of being there, even though I only visited about, I don't know, maybe 5 times, but it has carried with me throughout my lifetime as this place of importance. So thank you very much for sharing.
Yes, it is definitely a place of activation. Yes. Go ahead.
Is the Hopi connection with Kimberly the reason she is so comfortable and drawn to Arizona?
One second while we tune into this. One second.
Hold, please.
That is part of it. Now, we specifically just tapped into the connection with the Hopi Indian because of Christine's presence here. But Kimberly, you're drawn to Arizona. Again, it is the frequency of the land. Yes, of course, you've had many past lives that have a connection to that land, but it's not particularly the Hopi past life that draws you to Arizona. It's another, you're very good at literally following your intuition in a physical way. So what we're trying to say is, if you're feeling intuitively pulled to go to a specific location, even if it's, oh, I must go to the grocery store today and I don't know why, you're very good at getting your physical body there to go. Does this make sense?
Oh yeah. Yes. Because I'll be laying down relaxing, and all of a sudden it's like, no, you need to get up and go to this one specific place, or go complete a task, or yes, I thank you. That resonates.
Very well. Now, Christine's asking about the connection with Shannon. Oh yes, Lyran connection primarily, but let us see if there's anything else. Ah, very good. Now, Shannon, in a past life, now what we want the audience to understand is you are all very advanced souls who have had hundreds of thousands of past lives. Please understand that from our Lyran perspective, that is the truth. And of course, always take what resonates. And so when we talk about specific past lives, we specifically bring it up in terms of if it's resonating with the energy of the meeting and the energy of the themes that are going on here. And so we're bringing up a past life for Christine as it pertains to Shannon and Kimberly. And Shannon, this is a past life where now Christine's arguing with us a little bit here because she doesn't often get this type of information from for somebody, and she's arguing with us. One second. Okay, so what's going on here is we're giving Christine direct words, but um, she's not sure in her vocabulary what would be the direct next connection to this word. So what we're trying to say is, Shannon, you were a high priestess in a past life. Many people on this call were, but in this particular lifetime with Christine and Kimberly, you now Christine is she's never heard of actually the word of somebody one step below a high priestess. So we're going to put it in those terms. Christine and Kimberly were one step below a high priestess, and you guys were all living together, and they learned much from you. You were ruling more, shall we say? You were at in a higher echelon, but you guys all did get along, and so that is because Christine doesn't have the vocabulary of that exact role. We cannot. It's difficult for us to channel it through, but that is the direct connection. Now, Shannon, have you ever we're showing Christine the High Priestess card in tarot, for example, somebody extremely well connected to their intuition. How are you connecting with High Priestess?
I have High Priestess tarot card earrings because if very rarely does anybody read me with a standard tarot deck that the High Priestess doesn't get pulled. So much so it's a joke within our family.
Yes, that is because that is you. Yes, and that is it is such a divine frequency coming from this past life that of course is still instilled within you, Shannon, but that is the draw that brought you here today, in particular in the presence with Christine and Kimberly. Yes.
So may I ask a question?
Of course.
I understand now why I was guided to contact you and ask you, Christine, to join this live. But is this okay, sorry, this is a question, but I've been sensing that something really, really important was coming, and it had to do with a connection with someone else, almost like an activation that takes place with someone else, and then we're going to go on to do work together. Is this connection what I've been sensing that was coming? The three of us working together.
You have guessed right. We are smiling. A little bit of Christine's consciousness is coming through here. So that's why her face is a little bit more animated as you were speaking. Of course. What are the odds, Kimberly, that not only do you and Christine both come from Buffalo, New York, but you were both you were born in West Seneca and Christine lives in West Seneca. What are the odds? Now, this is what we would say intrinsically a divine timing connection. And when you had mentioned to do a light language activation or some sort of activation with Christine, and we can tell you what was going through her mind. In her mind, she was thinking, oh, yes, I must reach out and we should do some sort of energetic exchange. And please know that Shannon, of course, you are part of this as well. And so what we would say is that it's more, yes, working together, starting off as energetic exchange, what you can learn from each other. But you guys have had some powerful energies in past lives together. And alas, you are reconnected, and know that it was the Blue Avians are stepping forward and saying, hey, we helped a little bit in this too. But yes, it's primarily all of you coming together because of the Galactics helping you. Yes.
That's beautiful. Thank you. When Shannon and I met, she booked a session with me and we just hit it off in a very powerful way. And then a year later, I reached out to her and said, I wanted to reconnect. And I didn't even realize that we were about to do a lot of work together. And what Shannon and I have discovered is that when we do a session together, we make each other stronger. Like it empowers our abilities, and it feels so natural that it doesn't even feel like I'm putting any effort out. And I think Shannon's the same way when we work together. And so you acknowledging our connection, all three of us even, it makes perfect sense, because it was like an effortless, let's just do this, and then we just did it. So thank you.
Yes.
Yes, those are the connections that are the most important. Yes. Go ahead, Shannon.
And I have a question. The whole time that Christine has been channeling, I keep seeing this purple star, but the star isn't purple. The star is actually negative space, but it has purple around it. And I'm getting that Christine has a very, very strong connection to an entity that is related to the Andromedans. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering if we can get more information about Christine's connection to these Andromedans that keep showing me this beautiful star, but the star is negative and the color is around it and it's purple.
Like an aura,
kind of? Like a purple aura. Yeah. And then the actual star is like a 5-pointed standard like you would draw on your notebook in school, but it's white. And so it's blank, and then around it is this really beautiful glittery purple aura.
Oh, beautiful. Give us 1 second here. Okay. We're working with Christine here to see if she wants to bring them through. Okay. Yes. 1 second here. We're going to bring them through. 1 second. Hello, yes. These are the Andromedans who are coming forward. Again, a little bit of a different energy and a different facial expressions. This is more for the channel's sake. Christine is acknowledging that she's blinking. In a weird way, this is our way to acknowledge for the channel that, yes, it's because it's a very different type of energy that's coming through. Yes, we would absolutely confirm what you are seeing there, Shannon. Christine does have a strong connection to the Andromedans. She has one specific Andromedan guide that is stepping forward here who is saying hello. And this is the Andromedan guide that you are seeing. Simply that is the, 1 second as we get some more information about the star shape. 1 second. We are picking up on the fact that perhaps, okay, so this is the way that we will say it. You are seeing the star shape, Shannon, because it is of resonance to you and your perception of some sort of, yes, galactic being that is around Christine. We will say that this is the way that it's presenting itself to you. Typically, we would say that there is that purple aura, the sparkly aura around Christine, but the star shape is something that seems like it's very personal to your interpretation. Do you affiliate Andromedans with stars, or how does that come about for you?
I didn't affiliate the Andromedans with the stars, but I felt this like very, I don't know how to say it, but warm Andromedan energy. And I feel like somehow the negative space star and this pulsing purple aura represents something in you, Christine.
Yes. So we can confirm. So the reason we're having a difficulty here is it's a perception thing. And so what we want to say is that when we're channeling, when Christine is channeling, we're using her different psychic abilities, her different talents and gifts. Now, Christine talks a lot. That is why she's quite naturally a voice channel. Her clairvoyance is still developing. She's got strong clairaudience. She can hear psychically, but clairvoyantly, because she is having a bit of an issue. Now, she sees images. They're a little bit more foggy, though, but she's having a bit of an issue seeing exactly what you're seeing seeing. We're trying to tell her it's okay. You don't have to see exactly what Shannon is seeing to understand the message here. And that's where the disconnect is happening right now. And so we'll go back to the point of the question here. And yes, this purple aura, this is simply this is a connection to the Andromedans, to us, yes. Christine has one very strong Andromedan guide, but mostly she's got the Lyrans and Arcturians that are around you. Now, Christine is saying we're being long-winded here, so we're going to allow for you to interject if you want to clarify, or if you wanted to ask another question here, yes.
No, I was just curious about that because I feel Christine personally as much more Lyran than most anything else. And then we, get this Andromedan thing to come through, and I wanted to validate that there was a strong connection there.
Yes, your intuition is absolutely correct. This is this is the case. Yes.
I have a question. Did Christine receive an Andromedan guide and Andromedan energy specifically to support a lung issue? Was there something about, not necessarily a heavy ailment, but something to reinforce her lungs? And it might have been to bring through language. It might have been to balance her cortisol level and work on her breathing. But I'm getting a really strong connection between lungs and Andromedans.
Yes, this is correct. Yes, this is very surprising information for Christine. As you're talking, she's over here telepathically thinking, oh, wow, this makes so much sense, because actually she does. How might we explain? So it's not that she has trouble breathing, although we will say that her father has horrible sleep apnea. And so a little bit of that running in the family, she's not to worry about that. But in her case, she needs to be more connected to her breath. Yes, it is the Andromedans who help her with that. Again, this is very surprising information for her. But one of the reasons for this is because she had a very traumatic past life, Alpha Centaurian, as a mermaid. Those are the mermaids with whom you are connecting, Shannon, by the way. Most of them are from the Alpha Centauri region, yes. And so another connection. And so in this lifetime, Christine, she was brutally strangled. It is bringing emotion up within the channel. Give us 1 second. Yes, very good. And so with this lifetime, it actually has crossed over into this lifetime where there's not so much a breathing issue, but more of a need to connect to her lungs so that her body knows and so that her soul knows that she is safe to breathe. Yes, because that this is actually a beautiful reminder to Christine that she needs to dig into that past life a little bit and to bring up that trauma so that it can be healed. So thank you for that reminder. Yes.
Oh, we can do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is really powerful. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and speaking through Christine. This is a very exciting time to get to know each other and to receive this information. Thank you.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Yes. And yes, with that, typically we have some sort of inspirational ending message here, but we're showing Christine water. So she's, yes, needing to drink some water. Yeah. So with that, we are going to say goodbye. And it's always an honor to be in your presence. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll let Christine take a minute. Shannon, I almost sent you some shoes a link to some shoes today that had mermaids on them. And now I will send it to you.
Yes, now I need them.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh my God. Okay, so I hope that there's a replay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you guys? I'm coming down is what I'm trying to say. So how do you guys feel? How was that for the audience? I'm still trying to not I feel when I come out of trance, I feel like I'm high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It feels like you just wake up. You were just awake, you're cognizant, But then when you open your eye, it's funny because I'll be in a session and then all of a sudden my eyes open and I'm like, oh, I guess we're done. And then I'll realize that I forgot where I was for a minute. Like, you go so far out there.
That
That
was
was,
cool.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, I kept seeing this purple and blue light, and then I see the body as like a X-ray, like as if it's a big 3D X-ray without a lot of detail, but then mostly skeletal. But then I'll hone in, and it has something to do, like a color will show up, and I'll realize that I'm going to acknowledge an organ or something. And with
Oh.
you, I kept seeing this as if this is blue light and this is purple light, and they were going like this around your lungs. But there was something in that message that told me that that's when your Andromedan connection stepped in, and a big part of their purpose for being here is to support what your lungs are doing in this season of your journey.
Oh, I love that. It does resonate. Because sometimes I like honestly forget to breathe. And no, there's more that was coming through. I mean, they're saying that what you guys are picking up on intuitively is accurate. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. That thank you for looking into that, because and I'm sure you guys might experience this as well. It's really hard. I guess it's possible, but it can be really hard to like read for yourself. Like your own bias gets in the way. And so even when I'm like channeling messages for myself, you really have to stand aside. So I prefer to hear what other people have to say, because it's all meant to be.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's so helpful because I was having this conversation the other day with someone, and she framed something that I was experiencing in a completely different way than I had been framing it.
Wow.
And it allowed me to like shake a thing loose, like let go of something that I had been holding on to that I needed to release. And I love, working with people and trading. Kimberly and I have traded some sessions with people, and it's just so much fun because I think that we're all here to be a different lens for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about all of your friends and family, your children, you see beautiful, wonderful gifts in them that they don't see themselves.
Oh, I love that.
And, and I think that that's part of what we're divinely called to, is to open people's eyes to the wonderful things about them.
Oh my God, I love that. That resonates so much. Wow.
I have a question, and then after you answer, I'm feeling really called to kind of give you a session, Christine. You want me to do it on here?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, I mean, I already know that you are aware of astral traveling when you're sleeping, but do you have really good recall when you wake up as to what you were doing? And do you have like
No.
no? Okay.
No, it's so funny that you bring this up, because I every other Wednesday I do a live event with my dad on Instagram and TikTok called Alien Talks with Dad.
Yeah.
And so we just like talk about aliens, kind of like this, and other weird things. And so we were talking a lot about astral traveling. And so it's funny that you bring this up, because I feel like this is another next step for me, where I'm pretty good at lucid dreaming, which is different. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
No, you didn't cut me off at all. No.
Oh.
I was just wondering if you were like how, like you're doing a lot. I wondered how much you remember. That's all.
So it's so funny. I I want to learn more, absolutely, because I know that I do a lot, but I don't always recall it. But you know what's funny? I get people messaging me all the time telling me that I visited them
Yeah.
and I was helping them with alien contact and opening up their channel. And so like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry if I visit you guys.
I think like we have human limitations when we perceive what life would be like when we're asleep because well, I only sleep 6 to 8 hours, you know. Oh, Shannon, she'll be right back. I only sleep, 6 to 8 hours, so what am I getting accomplished? But hang on.
Oh, you're fine.
Sorry, I'm trying to add Shannon back in, but I'm in the wrong place here. Um, so that being said, we have to remember that we're outside of time and space. So when you shut your eyes for 6 hours, you could spend 3 days somewhere else doing something.
Oh, yes.
So now how does our consciousness here perceive all of that, right? So I'm specifically getting that I don't want to take too long to explain this, but I have a lot of places that I go in the astral that I've never been to here, but I regularly visit when like locations. And I haven't been to those locations for a while. But what's interesting is I have been having recall when I wake up of being on this. Hang on for a second. Okay. Maybe even close your eyes, Christine, because I'm going to
Okay.
describe something and I swear you're going to be like, "Oh my god." Because in the same way that you can hear a song on the radio and you haven't heard it for 20 years. And when you hear that, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that song." But as soon as you hear it, it's like you know all the lyrics. I think
Yes.
this is what's going to happen with this. I regularly see myself on what I would explain as almost like a train for a roller coaster, okay? So these little cars and they're connected and they're exposed. So literally you like it pulls up to a station somewhere and you just open the little side door and you sit down, but there's nothing over the top of you at all. And it
Mhm.
takes us from one location to another and it feels very normal. Like if that were the way that we traveled around here instead of cars. It's just part of this location that we go to, but I'm always on this little train and I see it I get glimpses of it in different locations and they're not exciting. It's just like, "Oh, now you're passing this parking lot. Now you're passing this is an outdoor station." And most of my recall, I think, is kind of when I'm getting in and getting out. And I don't even see myself doing that part. I just know that it's kind of bringing me to my next destination or we're taking off. And I recall that so much when I wake up and it feels so commonplace and normal that it's just part of my dreams now. But do you have any recollection of being in some type of vehicle like that?
Yeah, so I had to open my eyes when you were talking about it because almost every night I'm dreaming that I'm on a train. Um, I swear to God, but it's different every time. It's like
Mhm.
sometimes I'm with these people and like we're fighting over who's getting that bed on the train. Or it's like sometimes it has a roof, sometimes it doesn't. Um, Oh my God, that's so funny. I've actually had dreams where uh think about even subways where the doors will like open. I've had dreams where like I missed the train, but I often have train dreams. Okay, so
Right?
like what is why?
I don't know.
Just
I think it's, a
You're,
different location. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, Shannon, take
I was
over.
gonna say, I'm
Yeah.
getting that you're going to work at night. So all of us
Yeah.
will, while you're sleeping, you go and do things in the astral. And you guys, that is how your mind is letting you know that you've been to work. And that's why people see you, Christine, because you're out there working in your sleep. And one thing I'll say, and you have to be very careful, is sometimes that can wear you out and you wake up not feeling rested.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
if you need a break from that, because, it affects your physical incarnated body, know that before you go to bed, you can ask to have a beautiful, restful sleep and not do any work in the astral tonight and allow your physical vessel to rest and heal. And I'm getting that for both of you, that's sort of like your subconscious way of connecting your mind when you're going to work in the astral.
That resonates. Yeah. It's stressful.
Yes.
It's stressful when I'm on this train.
Because
But then
you're
other
like,
times
it's your
it's like-
commute. It's your nightly commute to your second job.
It it almost feels mundane, because like when I would think of it, I'd be like, that's actually really cool that wherever we are, there's these constant running, I'm connected cars. So I'm like, I'm calling it a train because it's a series of them, right? But it's not. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't even think that they have a conductor. I think this is just something.
Right.
It's like
it's like an automated thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I all the time, and I'm in different locations. I can't always tell you. I can't always remember like what that particular one looked like or why I was on it. I don't know where I'm going. It's interesting. It's interesting that yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you remember like parts of being on the train, but then what happens after, probably not like a full recall.
And the feeling is like, oh, I just went out to run errands, or now I'm coming back from work, or I'm going to meet somebody. So it's not overly exciting. It's more matter of fact for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I got
oh, go ahead.
No, I just got this really strong connection that you were going to say, oh my gosh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I feel like there will be a run-in with us tonight. I feel like that's gonna happen. So yeah, that's literally what they told me. So whether or not we remember it, setting the intention to remember it.
Yeah.
And Monica says she's had exact dreams, and Nikki's saying, yes, it's just like a normal work commute, so it's mundane.
Yeah.
And Sunfire's father drove a train at night for 47 years. And, Em, you're right. Like that, Kimberly's train reminded me very much, too, of a roller coaster car, only without the bar. You're just getting in.
So I've also had roller coaster dreams, though, like being on an actual roller coaster. Is that something that you guys?
That's the closest thing that this looks like to me. And I believe that maybe I'm not remembering the more exciting parts of it, and maybe you are.
Yeah, and I've been separately on a roller coaster in my dreams. But like not long ago, well, gosh, I guess it has been long ago. I can't believe it's almost April. Last year, I had this series of dreams that I was with a group of people on a plane, and we were going very specifically to Ibiza. And when we got there, I was in Spain. I did not know, like Christine, to your point about not being good at geography, I am not great at geography. I did not know Ibiza really was in Spain. Like, I've heard that name before, there's that song about it, but I didn't know it was actually in Spain. And I actually saw, and I think I shared this with you, Kimberly, I saw this hotel and it had this wall and it was by the water. So I put that into Google, and sure enough, it's a place in Ibiza that happens to be San Antonio, and I live right outside of San Antonio, Texas. So, I mean, there's a lot of times that you'll have these dreams about, like, we were on an airplane and then we got off and we're like going to this hotel. And I even remembered thinking I hadn't packed enough clothes. And so yes. I was like, oh, I don't have enough clothes. I'm going to have to find something to wear, figure out somewhere to wash these clothes I have. So it's very like not exciting. It's just like me traveling to that place, and there wasn't anything like special that happened there. I'm just panicked because I don't have enough clothes. And then I'm like, oh, I'm in Spain.
Yeah.
So now, okay, you said you've seen yourself on a roller coaster, and now Nikki said, I used to have roller coaster dreams as a kid. It had a huge pool, and it was this huge amusement park. I've brought this up once once or twice on here, I have seen myself in the ethers or in astral traveling at an amusement park many times. And it has the normalcy of what's here, but it also has a otherworldly energy. And my most recent was over a year ago, but I saw us walking off of like a almost like a desert looking type space, and it was nighttime, and we're walking towards this well lit up huge warehouse, and the front of the warehouse, let's just call it that, had the front wall like up in the way that a warehouse can open a huge door, and we entered in that way, and we were going into this amusement park, but it's funny because it was almost like a shop, where you can go and pick out stuff, because of course it would be like that even in another planet. um but I knew my son and I were heading towards us, and I felt that exciting, like, oh, we're going to the amusement park. But then I've had glimpses in it where I've actually worked there, and I was in the back offices, like the boring part, but I knew I was at the amusement park, and it had definitely like an aged, like that part was built in the 70s, but that's in the back, no one sees it. It's kind of funny. But I visited this a few times, and a few years ago when I was really starting to like wake up and do all this research and go down all these rabbit holes, I would hear other people refer to this amusement park, and I've heard somebody say that it's on Venus.
Huh.
And I was like, dude, I've been there many times but at that point I thought it was just like a dream. But then when I started to realize that I was visiting different parts of the park, and it was so real, so I do believe that there is actually if not one, there's probably a few like amusement park type things, because that brings us joy when we're here.
Yeah.
We're going to create that somewhere else, or we're going to bring that awareness of that and create it here. Because if you think about it, when you're walking around an amusement park, if you planned well and you're with people that you actually enjoy being around, and and you can afford it, I don't know, you without ba- without any issues, when you're at an amusement park, you are tapping into your inner child. It's very fun, it's very exciting, you're in the now, so you're in a flow state, and then you're getting on objects that hurl you through the air in a sense, right? And so it must be a human way to connect to what we do in other places, and flying, and and being upside down, and yeah, it's like taking the human through something that would just be a natural occurrence somewhere else off world.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I just got a little freaked out because my ring light just started like moving. So I was like, what's going on? Who's with us
Telekinesis.
right now? I don't know what it is. I don't know. But no, I would agree that it's just the expression of the inner child in the dream state as well. Yeah. When you were talking about there being an amusement park on Venus, I was getting intuitive hit that yeah, that's accurate. And that another thing that was coming through too is that sometimes though, okay, hold on. I'm not going to bring them through again. So I'm just going to like let them stay here as I get what they want me to say. Sometimes amusement parks are leveraged in a more malevolent way. It's like an overlay. What are they trying to say? Hold on.
That's what Nikki's just saying in the chat. She had a recurring dream about being on a carousel, but it was a scary dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
it's an
I would watch
overlay.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To make you forget what's a distraction so that you don't realize what's happening.
Yes. Yeah, it happens in a lot of I don't even want to call it abduction cases because we're talking about I guess that depends on the individual's experience. So it happens a lot when not kids, and well, I guess the kids wants to come through. It happens a lot when let's say people are abducted. They're taken to a place where Yes, this is what it is. Okay, I got the chills. They're taken to a place where it has an overlay of something that they would recognize that would give them comfort, but the energy of what's happening to them is not good, and they're feeling that negative energy because they're being experimented on, or they're like whatever malevolent activity. So I feel like in my case, a lot of times my personal amusement park dreams, even now into adulthood, are really scary, and I feel like I'm like tested on a lot. So yeah, that's my long message.
Wow. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, M says to siphon energy. And then Sunfire said she got Beetlejuice right before you said that about malevolent energy.
Mhm.
And I think that makes a lot of sense because, Beetlejuice was trying to get what he needed to energize himself and come out.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But it was
Yeah.
interesting because they made those comments before you said that. And like right as you were saying it. And, oh yeah, the constellation too. Oh, that's
Mhm.
one of my favorites. Orion's belt is how I orient myself in the sky.
Mm.
I love that.
Interesting that the Lyrans came through earlier because I saw this post, and you know how you're watching something and it disappears, but it was showing how this completely black lion was um, found. Like he was already a full-grown lion. Did anybody else see that? Very cool.
No.
Yeah, like
Very
he's
cool.
completely black. He was beautiful, and I saw that earlier today. And then right when the Lyrans came through, I remembered that. Interesting. But going back to distraction, I have had layers of distraction happen in my astral traveling, and when I realized what was happening, I stood up and said, "You are not welcome here. Nothing is allowed to harm me or scare me. You have to be in your highest good, whatever." And then my experience shifted, and I was able to get rid of something that had been kind of fucking with me for years, and it's because I addressed it, like I faced it,
Yeah.
and and then I went into this actually kind of cool experience afterwards. Um, yeah, yeah. So I do agree that there are distracting, almost like a lens that you're shown so that something else can be happening in the background, and it's really frustrating and scary to think that that type of stuff can happen.
Yep.
But then like there's a belief that we've already given permission for a lot of
Right.
this, and
Right.
so then
Right.
you have to like think about like, well, why would I give permission to something that was negative? So then if I would say if that happens on a regular basis, you can do a cord cutting ceremony, and
Mm-hmm.
cut contracts with anything that is in the current, in the past, or in the future. Like cut and sever all contracts and all ties to any agreements that you've made. It doesn't remove love. It doesn't remove anybody that's supposed to be in your life. It just means that you no longer are giving your power away or your permission to anything that you signed up from in the past.
Mm.
Because if you, now that you're an awake being, things are different. Like you're not
Yeah.
asleep, so all that stuff shouldn't be still happening anymore. Like you're in control of what's happening to you now, and you are remembering more and more.
Mhm.
Hey, Kara.
Oh yeah. I would agree. I love to cut cords, and I ask Archangel Michael to help me with that a lot. And I also think too, in my phase of awakening, I feel like one of the reasons why more negative things might happen is through the release of density. And so I think that any sort of like density that I'm holding on to physically, energetically, I just feel like it's being fielded out through those negative experiences. And so they suck when they happen, but I wake up and I have like a whole, like, I do like a whole witchy woo woo cutting thing. And then,
Mm.
although I
Yeah.
do love to cut cords.
Every time we upgrade, that mean that means that something there realizes that you're now aware of it, and so
Yeah.
there's going to be sometimes there's a test.
Mm,
And I would say that we probably bump up against things a lot and create friction because they're like, well, how did you get here? you know, like, and so there's some of that too. I think we have this impression that the higher we get, everything is love and beautiful, and that is true in one sense, but there still seems to be like a lot of tests and a lot of like reclaiming your power as you get there.
Level up. Yeah, level ups.
Yeah. Okay. So Christine, I'll if you're interested, and this way everybody can see what I do. Or this is Shannon and I. Actually, Shannon, you want to do this with me?
Sure.
Okay. So we will channel information that comes through.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. I accept.
I'm going to start with my eyes closed. I'm going to start in the way that I would if it was just me and you. But I'm cognizant, and so I will realize when I'm supposed to pause, and then Shannon can share too. And I also would like to ask everyone in the chat and all of you who are going to watch this replay, if you are not already following Christine, wherever you choose your social media, please follow her. And I've kept the banner on the bottom. It's Coming Out Cosmic.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah. And also, Christine, you have an open invitation to come back and hang out with us on any Friday that you want. It doesn't matter if we have another guest. Yeah. Like you're like such a good fit.
Aw.
Yeah.
But no, I
you.
agree. I mean, there's a reason I very much appreciate that. There's a reason we're all here today. So I absolutely accept that invite as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You'll probably feel some of this energetically, and wow. The Syrians just are like, we are starting this. We are like, there's just a huge force of a Assyrian tribe in the beginning here, and I think it's because of you've already been tapping into them, and that's where your singing has been coming from. And now we're on the throat chakra, and we're doing a huge activation and unlocking. And so if I would bet money that you're going to start speaking light language, or certainly singing it. When I channel Syrian, it's very like playful and kind of sultry. Like if you were watching a sexy musical theater type of show, that would be all Syrian. Very beautiful. There is a very benevolent reptilian. She stepped through. She's cute. She has like almost like a 50s style, and she has bangs, but they're kind of over one eye.
Oh wow.
And she's peeking through. She's wearing a red dress, and she has a flower right here. She's kind of like a 50s crooner. Like she would have the silver microphone in front of her, and she likes to sing. I think she's kind of like a playful guide that if you were going to take the time and actually go out with the girls, she's an energy that's going to show up for that.
So I have a weird question.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, do you have some sort of family connection to, and it's not 50s music, but Frank Sinatra? Is somebody in your family like a grandparent or somebody was like a big Sinatra, that era of music fan?
Are you feeling that in your stomach?
Yes.
Did that give you a jolt? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. So to my knowledge, no, but what my guides are saying is that it's on my dad's side. And we
Fly
don't
Me to the Moon. Like I'm hearing the lyrics to Fly Me to the Moon, but specifically like.
So, and so to my conscious knowledge, I'm not sure, but because we don't talk to my dad's side, I'm feeling like it's my dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Fly Me to the Moon is also might have
Very
been why.
cosmic.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cosmic. But when you said crooner and the silver mic, then I got Frank Sinatra and Fly Me to the Moon, like very clearly.
Oh, I love it.
Where do you? Well, I'm a dead person, but a lot of
Mhm.
a lot of times dead person. Where did your dad's parents live, or do they live?
Pennsylvania?
No, they're both
Pennsylvania.
dead, but they're in Buffalo, New York. I think,
Mhm.
well, close to, if not exactly. I wasn't very close to them, but my dad's mom is always around me, is what I've been told.
Mhm.
Somebody used to go to Pennsylvania a lot, I think. You might find that out if you ask somebody.
Mm,
Like
I
road
think my
trips or
dad.
visiting family or something.
Mhm.
You have 2 daughters? Or you have
I
2 kids?
have one. Yep, I've
One
got
of
one
each.
daughter, one son.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have one of each.
You're
So, do you
is
have do you have a Jewish lineage?
So I did do a 23andMe one time, and it was like a very
Uh-huh.
small percentage.
Okay.
That's the only
I'm the
percentage.
Jew from Buffalo, if you might be picking that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, because I'm getting a Jewish lineage and the whole connection to New York and Buffalo. Of course, you guys may have a similar Jewish lineage being from Buffalo if you had some in your 23andMe.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Resonates.
And I'm seeing this woman now. Are your children, do they have one name is new, but they have a familial name too? Do either
I'm
of your
sorry.
children carry a familial name, like their middle name is from
Oh
somebody else?
yeah, yeah, Brody.
Okay.
Brody Michael. Michael is my husband's dad, who passed 1 month
Okay.
before he was born. And yes, I'm
Okay.
Polish. Yes.
Yeah, that's what's coming through then. So he wants you to know that that's such an honor to be still, and your son will have his mannerisms if he doesn't already.
Oh my God, they're twins.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Thank you
Yeah, I
for
mean,
that.
he's basically showing me that he's partially there through your son. And
Oh yeah.
incarnation works for a lot of people in different ways. And sometimes it's full embodiment. There's a myriad of different things, which oddly enough, I learned from my sister-in-law's dead grandmother, Judy, who was a Guns N' Roses roadie.
Oh,
But yeah, but I'm seeing him and he's showing me that he is both here existing and then also in your son, that he'll continue to have his mannerisms.
oh my God. I mean, it's like we took Michael's face and put it on my son.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he has
so
a very distinct smile that is his grandfather's smile.
yeah. Yeah. Aw, thank you for that.
Is your son was your firstborn and then your daughter's your second?
Yep.
Is that right? Okay. So is your daughter still she's there? You said they're both under 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. She's extremely telepathic. Like
Oh,
extremely. She's going to start when she starts to talk, she's going to say things out loud that you're thinking. So
oh
be
my God.
careful. Be careful with that, because with me, I have to be. It gets in the way when I'm trying to like order Christmas gifts and stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's extremely telepathic, so she's very like you have a beautiful connection with both your children, but there's something like a direct line between you and your daughter to
Mhm.
where you're also telepathic with her. Like you're aware of something before it happens, or you perceive what's wrong really quickly. You can
Yes.
almost like um I'm getting like there's going to come a time when you have to set up a boundary with that, because it's going to be too difficult for both of you.
Well,
Mhm.
and you've caught yourself thinking that you always know what she needs in advance of her needing it, and you chalk it up to this is your second child, so you're just better at it this time. But that's not
Mm.
it.
That makes sense and resonates because I've felt like I was wondering when a telepathic connection would happen with my son, but I don't feel it quite as much. But with my daughter Maya, yeah. Well, I was the one who named her also, and so I feel like I don't know. I had
There,
more of
it's more of like you've spent more time together in soul groups, where your son has
yes.
come in for a specific mission that doesn't
Mhm,
have to have that telepathic connection, but your
mhm,
daughter came in for you together to, like, your purpose is because you're together. Your purpose is stronger because you're together, and your purpose and some of your missions will be acted out together.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. We were both Lyran in a past life, and when she was born, I kept telling her, and I wasn't sure why, but I kept telling her, "Thank you for coming back to me. Thank you for coming back to me."
Yeah.
And there's a whole story about that, but I that definitely resonates.
Yeah, there's a incredible familiarity between the two of you that exists outside of here.
And
And
Wow.
there's a loss involved.
With oh,
With
are
your
you talking about
daughter,
a
with your
loss involved?
daughter, she's tied to a loss that you had. What I'm seeing is you went through something very emotional, painful, and a grief, and your daughter not necessarily was born at the same time, but she was born as a result of that. She returned as a result of whatever that was.
Hmm. Hmm. I that resonates a lot with me when it comes to like inner childhood type stuff for me.
Yep.
Um because I'm a triplet, so there's like a whole bunch of stuff that, not that there was anything like horrible or anything that happened, but I definitely see a lot of like what I had lost in childhood for many reasons in Maya. So that does
Yeah.
resonate too.
Well, and
Yeah.
it heals you by parenting your child.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 100%.
one of the reasons that you chose to come in as a triplet is because you knew that this was coming, and by not being seen for so long, it actually pushed you and gave you the courage to come out to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Earlier, you got um, you got a blessing from an indigenous tribe, and my brain
Mm.
went Hopi because you had said that earlier. I'm not quite sure who it came from, but then I was given this. I don't always understand what I'm saying, but how was I was shown this, and that it was representing the four corners and the different. There's a Native American. I'm not going to say it right, so I don't want to blow this. But you see a circle, and then you see four different colors, and a lot of times you'll see the animals in those colors, and so that you have a few different tribes coming through, to give you not only a blessing but a thank you for
Aw.
hearing them and working with their energy, and for coming out with such gratitude, and remaining humble, and
Mhm.
and not using your ego through your voice.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. It's funny that you say the four corners because my friend Julie she constantly talks to me about that concept. And I
Yeah.
haven't like looked, but now I'm using that as a sign that I should look more into that. That's that's amazing. Monica's getting confirmation chills. Yeah. That's
What are you
really
getting,
cool.
Well,
Shannon?
you associate a different animal with each one of your children.
Um, kind of, but it's through their stuffed animals.
Mm-hmm.
So like my son, he's obsessed with his raccoon. So I guess that's what comes to me when I think of my son. And then my daughter has a unicorn, but I would also associate anything cat-like with her because of the Lyran lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Have you recently started using your hands for healing or calming your kids down or intentionally touching your animals or other people with your left hand?
So I've been doing a little bit more intentional healing, yes, but what might be coming through with the hands is I've been like rubbing them a lot, and actually just like every morning I'll like cut all cords from the astral, and so that's kind of a newer thing, and bringing them together every single time that I channel. So I think that my hands are becoming more activated.
That's what I just did a huge activation.
Oh
Like I
yay!
could tell that's what was happening. And it was you bring information or energy or intuitive messages in with your right, at least for me, with my right hand, and then the receiver is always my left, and I felt myself completely activating your left hand.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Well, you can use it for whatever you want now.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I'm seeing these rings coming in. So it's like as if a ring was made out of light, and I keep seeing them coming towards me. So it almost in the way that I'll get light codes coming in, I have all these lavender colored rings coming towards me. Codes. I'm getting I'm getting codes coming in for you.
I love it.
Like upgrades, And so I think each one is kind of gonna land somewhere and activate and upgrade. Shannon, were you gonna ask her something about her genetic lineage?
Well, and Sunfire called it too. Your lineage is very important to you, and
Something about Irish?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Your mother's family, particularly, do you have a great aunt, like your grandmother's sister? Does your grandmother have a sister on your mom's side?
Mm-hmm.
And were you close with her? Or are you close with her?
So that would be Auntie Eleanor.
You share something important with her.
Yes.
So I have always, yes, felt a connection with her, but she died when I was a kid. But it's funny that she's coming up because I was just at her granddaughter's daughter's first birthday, literally like 2 weeks ago.
But do you share something with her? Like, was she an artist and you're an artist, or
there's something more of a connection, and it could even be like what her favorite color was.
Well, I think she's influencing a lot of it. So
I
think she feels like a very strong connection with you, like a loving, and like she nurtures and encourages you to do certain things because she liked to do those things. So you might not. Sorry, Shannon, keep going.
No, I mean, that was the same thing. Was she Catholic?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, in every Catholic home, but are you aware of her specific relationship with the Virgin Mary?
I feel like she had her like in her home.
She had her in her home.
Yeah.
And she prayed the rosary.
Yes. Yep.
And so she also liked flowers,
specifically
some sort of pink flower.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm seeing flowers, and particularly like pink. I don't even know what kind of flower it is. I keep wanting to say a peony.
Peony?
Yes.
We said it at the same time.
Yes.
Fucking...
And
so fucking weird.
The little 1-year-old too, there's something unique about her, and you know her star lineage.
Are you talking about Maya? So my daughter Maya, or the 1-year-old's birthday? I mean,
the 1-year-old's birthday.
Oh. I know her star lineage. I haven't tapped into that. Is that what she's saying?
Yes, you need to know her star lineage.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. It's so funny that all of this is coming up because it's like I like extended family is so important to me. So I'll have to tap in and learn more because
Yeah.
she's very special. Her name is Brooklyn.
Do you have an addict, or is there a house in your family that has an attic with stuff stored in it?
Stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have one here.
Okay, she just told me
Parents
to
have
look.
one.
She has something up there that you don't know about that you'll find, and that'll give you a lot of answers.
Ah, I'll have
I
to tell my
she might have journaled, and if not journaled or diary, there's something where she put some information down,
hmm.
and you might be able to find it. But I'm getting that she was actually very clairvoyant and said, it was happening because of God. Like she would frame it
Oh.
through that because she had to.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
actually would say she was really gifted. Your great
Mm-hmm.
aunt or the sister. Okay, she was
Yep.
very, as much as you are,
Oh, I love
and
that.
but having to be that 100 years ago would be really difficult. So, um, but I feel like she expressed it in some way, and if following your gut instinct, you might find it.
Oh my God, I love that. I'm gonna have to talk to my mom then, because yeah, that would be my mom's aunt. Yeah, and
There
I'll
might
see if she's got anything.
there might be
And see
something
if
in
there's the
photo albums. Sorry.
yeah, see if there's the opportunity for you to touch her rosary, because I feel like you'll get
Ooh,
something from that. I don't know if
okay.
somebody in the family still has her rosary. Some people are buried with the rosary beads, but see if you can get the opportunity to touch her rosary, because
Oh,
I
I'll
feel
have to.
like that will, through your hands,
Hmm.
you will feel you'll get something from her.
Oh, I love that.
And Brooklyn, not only is she special, there was something unique about the way she was born. Like, was there?
Um, so she so I don't know too much because now this would be my second cousin, and then
Mhm.
her daughter. Um, but I just remember that they were like very surprised that she was a girl. Like they were wanting so bad a boy. But there might have been other stuff too that I'm not sure about.
Well, I mean, and that could have been it, but it was very surprising around Brooklyn's birth and Brooklyn coming into the world.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Brooklyn is also going to be, and that's why I think you need to tap into her star lineage, because that's going to give you whatever Eleanor is what Brooklyn is.
Oh, I love that. My cousin's gonna love it too. Because I'll have to get most of the information from her. So thank you for
Yeah.
that.
When was Brooke? I mean, if you were just there, when was she born? What is she? A Pisces or an
Um,
Aquarius?
so we were just there about 2 weeks ago. So she's a March baby. I think it was actually on
Aries or
St.
no?
Patrick's Day.
her birthday. I think might have been March 8th.
Yeah, she's a Pisces.
No, March 7th.
So
March
she's
7th.
so she's a Pisces, and keep that in mind as you look at this, because there's somebody else in your family that shares a Pisces birthday.
My dad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's a lot of connection there with the astrology as well.
Oh, I
And
love
your
that.
dad rolled into your mom's family and completely bonded with them. So he
Oh,
sees that as his family.
oh yeah. Yeah. Because he doesn't, I don't know the whole backstory, but he doesn't talk to his family at all. And
Yeah. But
wow.
he loves your mother's family. Like,
Yes.
and they love him.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of hard-headed people in his family.
I think so too. He didn't have the greatest childhood either.
Yeah.
But yeah, see if you can touch those rosary beads and get a hold of a photo album.
Oh my God, yeah. And her so Eleanor's sister is my Nana. We call her Nana. She's still alive. So I'll see her on Easter. I could see if she's got anything from her sister. there. That'd be awesome. Thank
And you
you.
may even ask her if she ever had any religious experiences she shared. To Kimberly's point, because maybe she would have shared that with your grandmother.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
because they would not
particularly, yeah,
oh, go ahead.
and particularly mention, around the Holy Mother.
Mhm. Virgin Mary. Because if I said anything about aliens or anything like that,
Yeah.
she'd be like,
Yeah.
she'd be like,
Yeah,
what?
but I think that will maybe open a door. And then I also keep getting Saint Teresa that they call the little flower. So ask your grandmother if there's any connection to Saint Teresa.
Yeah. I think my mom actually has I'm getting a yes. She has this weird doll thing in her room. I think it's Saint Teresa. I have to double check because that's actually the room where I channel because I have to leave my house because my house is too small and 202. So that could be that connection as well.
Yeah, check on that. My sister-in-law is very connected to Saint Teresa, and I'm getting that for you. And they, like, my husband grew up in Syracuse.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Super close.
check that out.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Well, Buffalo is in New York in general. That was Ellis Island. So our like my grandparents and Christine's great grandparents came over and started lives here. That's pretty recent. So there was a lot of like practices from the old country that came with them, belief systems,
Yeah.
gypsies, with
Yeah.
like hexes, um, giving somebody the evil eye, hand gestures. A lot of that stuff came through, and because so many people came and then lived in like the projects and with each other, that stuff stuck. And so
Yeah.
there's a lot of like practices and gestures and personality traits that are still really strong because it just wasn't that long ago. And that's a lot of masking because
Yeah.
there's other stuff going on underneath,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of fear and in order to be able to share it. So, but
Well, and
Yeah.
they didn't even always share their authentic nationality.
mhm.
True.
You're fleeing, you're coming over.
Yeah,
So,
Mhm.
our last
Yeah.
names were changed because they couldn't say it.
mhm,
Yeah.
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 My mother-in-law is my first husband who passed, his mother, who is still very much alive, my son's grandmother. She's lovely. Her name was changed from Mackenzie to Mackenzie, and they're
Oh,
Italian, not Scottish. They came from Italy. And, that was the first person I had seen that had such a dramatic name change, but they loved it. And, the grandfather's name was Yosef with an F. And they're like, nobody could say that. So they called him Joe, and he went with it. And
yeah.
Francis became Frank, and,
Mhm. Yeah. Kimberly, you were picking up on Irish for me. So my kids are both Irish because my husband is 50-50, 50 Irish, 50% Polish. I'm I'm almost 100% Polish. So there's the Polska in me, but I think that's probably what you're picking up on with the Irish. We've got an Irish flag outside our home right now.
Okay, yeah, because just the word Irish came through really strong. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that half the like Buffalo was Jewish, Italian, and Polish, and I think that
Mhm.
was it for for a long time, and so it's
Yeah.
still there. Good food.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, thank you for the activations and the insights.
yeah, yeah.
well, thank you for joining us tonight. We had a great time.
Oh, of course, I did too. I think
Yeah.
we should do this again. The ETs are saying yes
Yes.
as well.
Yes, like once a month. Just show up once a month if you enjoyed yourself and you want to keep
Yeah.
doing this. Yeah, this is super cool.
I'll let
Oh,
you know when I start speaking light language now and when my Aunt Eleanor comes and visits me. Thanks, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
And when ETs start abducting you at night, that's
yeah.
for me. Sorry.
I think you're gonna smell flowers, like roses or flower. Like that's the way that that your aunt's around. I think you'll actually,
Oh,
and it may not be See, I have synesthesia where my like I can smell things that aren't there, but I can smell them. It'll be more like that. It'll be like all of a sudden you'll be like, I'm smelling flowers, but you'll realize it's not actually like with your physical nose.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's happened to me, the psychic sense of smelling, yes.
Yeah.
That's happened to me a couple of times. So now that I've had that connection, I'll be able to know it's her. So thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think it might start with rose, but then it's going to be kind of powdery, and it might be a few different
Yeah.
flowers. But yeah.
Sounds like something she would wear too. But
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, this was really fun. Thank you everyone for hanging out for so long too. We're at like 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is, man, you get a bunch of women together. I know that's a stereotype, but it's true.
Well, I appreciate it. And we'll have to also talk more about anything else in terms of like how to do more energetic exchanges or collabs or anything. If you guys
Yeah.
think of anything, feel free to message me because it's been great to be on here and connecting.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to
with-
have you once a month if you feel like it.
Yeah, come back.
Oh yeah.
I think we have a
Yeah.
lot to share together, you know.
Is it every
It's every
are
Friday.
you guys starting every Friday? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we go live every Friday at this time, and I know that the last 2 Fridays in April are still open. So if you want to message me one of those, this has been fantastic. And I know that there's so much more that we can all talk about,
Oh
that
yeah.
somehow didn't come up in these last 2 hours. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's
Yeah,
do it. I'll
thank-
talk to you guys on Instagram, probably mostly with DMs. Is that the easiest?
Sure.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll text you. I'll give you my number so you can text me. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you. This has been beautiful. It's been great getting to know a little bit about you, and there's so much more to learn. And thank you for taking the time to pull in your other your channeling, but there's probably a better way to say that. Thank you for
Oh, no,
thank you
that's
for bringing so many people to the chat.
I didn't
Yeah.
really, they just were lined up. I'm like, okay, I guess come on in one by one, guys. Line up.
That was
So
really
yeah,
cool.
thank you. Thank you everybody for coming in the meeting too. So
Yes.
all right.
When I end this, we'll still be backstage if you wanted to ask anything else. But everyone, thank you for all the awesome comments in the chat and the responses from each other and the support. We are so lucky and so blessed to have the group that joins us and supports us. And I say it every week, but I look forward to this. Like, this is the highlight of my week. Thank you. This is the tribe and the collective that I saw before we started, and it's like, it's so beautiful to just watch it keep going. So yeah, it is family. Thank you.
Aw. Hi, Monica.
Right.
That's my friend.
Yay. We'll give you information for Monica too. Okay, we'll see you next week, you guys. We love you.
Bye, everybody.